I've never heard truer words. Plan it out, and if you want the mill plan, and that's the million plan, you better write it out. Get that plan down, and then work that plan, and stay to it. And that's an important thing too, is because we get kicked down so often. If you have nothing to look up to when you're kicked down, you can look back up and you got that plan right there. Even though you got kicked down, you can absolutely get back up and hop back on the train.
Right. And it's good. I think it's important to always reflect on what your plan is, and don't even if it is a loose plan, you got to have some form of a plan of step 1, step 2, because a lot of times people have these big ideas and they just expect them to kind of magically happen
and we go nowhere.
Yeah.
I think about this, man, all the great ideas that have gone to nowhere. You know what I mean? Literally, if you think about it, I think of how many ideas I have as one single individual, and I'm like, I know there's a bunch of other people out here that have ideas like this, and do they just nothing? Yeah, I had an idea for this, but I did nothing about it. You got ideas, even if it don't work, even if it fails, you got to try it out.
Right?
And you never know until. Try.
Right. I was going to say, the truth of the matter is, if it never really fails if you're learning something from it. Even if the lesson is, I'm not going to do this again.
Yes.
That's still a lesson.
Even if the lesson is, I'm not good at this. You've learned, hey, I'm not good at this. It doesn't mean that you'll never be good at that thing either. You know what I mean?
Right.
You've pegged yourself at a point of, I know where I'm at now, and now I can start a plan.
Right. That's right.
Yes.
So what have you learned the most about, I guess, yourself or your brand or your experience in life? What have you learned the most? What's been the most valuable lesson to you?
You really have to, I don't want to say be careful who you trust because it sounds so negative, but you have to be careful who you put your emotional trust in, financial trust, and just your thoughts. And you have to be careful about that because not everyone is as supportive as they may seem. And you're building a business and you're building a brand and you want to protect it. So it's not cynical and it's not having a bad outlook. You just have to be cautious of who you let into this thing, your baby. You know what I mean? And I've been more careful with that, not just taking any job or not just, you know what I mean, letting anybody, people are like, I want to model. But that's all great and good, and I'm super gracious. But you just have to make decisions for your business and be careful who you work with, That's definitely the advice I would give. Be careful.
I will definitely tag onto that by saying that, so much to start from there. The people sometimes, us as creative artists, we already have this idea or this plan of what we're trying to create, even if it's loosely based and it's in the world that's in our head. So we have that concept already. We're just trying to find the working pieces to that plan, to that idea of what we have. So when people come and they don't necessarily match up the idea, it's nothing personal about that particular person or that individual. It just does not work for us or the idea that we had. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. And then, sometimes you're a bad person, and that's the reason why it doesn't work.
Sometimes people change too, and you have to, we have to realize, I've come to realize too, that's another thing, is that we're all growing and we're all learning and we're all changing, and you know what I mean? We haven't lived multiple lives. We've only lived one life so far, and so we're learning about ourselves, and some people take the time to learn about themselves and to meditate and to think about the things that, and some people don't. And so you have to think about that too, is there's a lot of people who don't, and we can't push that on them. We just have to be careful and let them, you know, be in their own space and us be in our own space. It like I said, it doesn't have to necessarily be a negative thing. It just, not everything works out, you know?
Right. And that is the truth. So how has this period of quarantine been for you? Like, how has the overall quarantine time been?
Overall, it's been quite. It's been good. How many times can one person arrange their studio apartment? It's been good. I must admit, I need to work more on the brand, and it's just hard right now. You know what I mean? So I've been putting a lot of focus on TikTok and acting and blah, blah, blah. I've been putting a lot of focus on that. But overall, it hasn't been that difficult. Can you hear that in the background?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that is my life. That's how. So that is Window Chronicles. Normally, I would have probably lifted the window up like 10 times by now to see what was going on. But that's how it's been.
The window is closed? OMG.
The window is closed.
That is crazy.
The door is closed, okay?
That is crazy.
The door is closed. The window is closed, and so he's in the ghetto. People are on here talking about some Stephen was up in the ghetto. But overall, I honestly, it's been dope. I got to go visit my sister for a while, and then I visited my cousin. I stayed there for 2 weeks each because staying here seemed insane to be. We're on there like 50 something. I don't know if I could have handled being here for 50 days by myself, but it's all right. You know, it's been cool. I have entertainment. I have a lot of things to keep me busy, and you know me, man. I'm really motivated. I have a place that I want to get to, and I don't want to get there tomorrow. I want to get there today, and so I got to work.
It's so funny because I was telling someone, I'm like, I'm a 0 to 100 type of person, which is like, it has its pluses and minuses. I'm always working on like being comfortable with the process. So like I said, it has its pluses and minuses, and trying to be like, okay, with like, this may actually take, some time. Because the idea of what I have in my head is really big and it's going to touch a lot of people. And so, it's natural that it may, take a couple of years to,
it's hard too because you see people accomplishing things, and that's another thing for me is just like I see people accomplishing things, and I've been working so hard, and you think, how did this easy thing? It looks like it came to them easy, but you don't know what it took for them to get that thing, and also we can't compare ourselves to other people. It's so not healthy. I was doing it for a long time, looking at people's pages on different social medias and whoop, and comparing. And you have to tell yourself to stop doing it, or else you'll just keep doing it, and I think, you really have to just build that confidence in yourself and know that what you're doing, if it's really worth doing and if you really believe in it, it's going to be successful. It might not be today or tomorrow or the next month, but
eventually,
you'll get to where you're going to get to go. You're going to get to getting and getting going, Okay, and you're not going to not. I know that.
One of the things that I always say is like the two things that will kill a dream is doubt and comparison. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that you mentioned that and we talked about that. We only have like a where they can find you and your wonderful, beautiful face. Yeah.
Did I think it? No. So you can.
I was like, yeah, go for it.
Obviously, you can find me on Instagram and then on TikTok. All the same name. I am King Onlii on YouTube, Twitter. I don't really use Snapchat, so yeah, I am King Onlii. Find the news, neighborhood news. You can look up the hashtag. You can look up a bunch of hashtags: King Onlii, King Onlii News, King Onlii Neighborhood News. Google me, baby. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna catch up with you, off of live.
Okay.
But thank you so very much, Stephen, for being a part of another Model Wise Wednesday. I know we didn't really talk about modeling specifically, but you know, they'll be all right.
They know. Y'all already know what it is. Okay.
Right.
That squad up.
If you guys have any questions for myself or Stephen, you guys can direct message either one of us, and if you direct message the F-State, then I'll make sure to get those to Stephen if they're directly for Stephen. And yeah, so that's all I've got for today. Thank you again, Stephen, for being on. I love you, and I will talk to you in just a second.
One love. Okay, bye.
Bye.